here with a couple of friends. We are having our first interview of the day. We are going to be interviewing creators, people in the podcasting industry, and we are going to be interviewing so many people today and over the next few days on the conference. I cannot wait to share their stories with you. But without further ado, I have Yesenia Bocanegra from Focus and Bloom Studios, and then I have Miss Anna Xavier here. So obviously, you guys are both marketing strategists. You are more so YouTube forward, and then you are very, 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 very active on the reels. I have actually been doing some research on like my own podcasting.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm looking at all your tips on how to grow your podcast, how to promote it, and please check out their Instagrams and YouTubes and make sure that you are optimizing your podcast and growing it with them. But for now, we have a few questions for you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time. Do you want to ask the first question?
Yes, it's for Yesenia.
Yes.
You went from photographer to video podcast strategist. What problem did you see that no one was solving for creators?
As a multilingual content creator, I think that was like the gap that I was seeing that was missing, is being able to take my experience as a photographer, going with that knowledge as an entrepreneur into podcasting, and then seeing how there was this small gap of more content needed in Spanish content and for entrepreneurs and for other types of topics. So I figured, let me explore this a little bit more. So I think photography gave me the tools and the confidence to go into podcasting. So definitely lots of lessons learned from that.
That's really cool.
Amazing. And you already have the eye for the shots. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps.
That's
It helps
amazing.
going into video for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
For Anna, what's a common mistake you're seeing podcasters make this year, and how or what to do to fix it?
Wow, I think basically trying to do everything at once, jumping with really complex like ideas. I think like less is more. And a lot of the content that I create is really to show and to lead by showing and doing, right? And so podcasters need to kind of look at what they're doing and saying, what is already working? How can I do more of that instead of just spreading myself too thin and trying to be on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, right? And I think that pick one platform, do it really well, and you won't feel as hard. Mm-hmm. And really also consider not only what's working, but what do you really enjoy? Because that's what's most sustainable. We're talking about Instagram is definitely something that I really love. I'm very creative. So I lean into graphic design, I lean into the video and more that side of content creation, because I really love doing it. So it's the most sustainable and possible. And that's, guess what? Where focus goes, it grows. So basically,
I love that.
Yeah.
Where focus goes, it grows.
Yeah, I like that. For it.
It's a garden. Your life is a garden.
yeah. I mean, look at that.
Focus on bloom.
We're here. We're here. We didn't plan this, by the way. It just happened by fate.
That's beautiful.
That's amazing. So tell me about a time where you've had an interview and it has changed the way you've maneuvered through your work, or something that has changed your perspective on podcasts.
Oh, wow. Interviews. Interesting. I think I actually had Jay Klaus and Justin Moore, who are two huge creators. Like, Jay Klaus has a huge podcast. It's like one of the top main ones in marketing, and his podcast is called Creator Science. And just realizing how you can actually have someone who is really big. Like, think about like how you pitch someone, and it's possible to land really big guests as long as either you build a relationship with them on social media, which anyone can do, by the way. The DMs are open for most people, and start engaging with their content. They will start noticing you, and then they will be, especially like, take pride in your work. Of course, don't create, hot mess stuff. But if you really focus and love what you do, people will notice it. And then even if someone has like 10 times the same, 10 times your audience, it doesn't matter, because it will resonate. So that, and also like really be strong about your values and what you stand for, because you will attract the people that, even though they're bigger and seem out of reach, still invite your dream guests on the show, because you never know. If you don't ask, the no is guaranteed. That's something that is like a Portuguese saying. But it's truly important that you at least give yourself a shot at making that happen.
I love it. Oh, amazing. I wish that we could sit with you guys for hours. However, there is a ton of things going on, and I don't want you guys to miss out on it. But until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Alrighty, friends, we are moving into our second interview here. We have Mr. Corey Kareem. How
Yes.
are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm lovely. I feel blessed. The sun's out. Well, it's Texas. The sun is always out in the summertime.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm excited to be here. How about you guys?
Excited.
I feel really good. We've been having some amazing conversations, and we're right behind the seminars and the speakers on the main stages, and so it's easy to go back and forth between knowledge and conversation.
Yes.
But I love podcasting. We're here.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time.
Well, thank you for the invite.
Time is valuable.
Absolutely.
Time is very valuable, and the conference is long but also short. There's a lot to do, so we're not going to take too much of your time. Just pick your brain a little bit.
Of course.
How do you prepare emotionally for deep conversations around hardship, resilience, or systemic struggles?
That's our first hard-hitting question, man. No, warm up. Okay.
So where are you from?
I just go straight to it. No, that's a very good question. I think for me, preparation is key. So if I know if I'm going into a person, like, okay, I'll give you an example. A couple of seasons ago, I had someone on my podcast that was a Rwanda survival. They survived civil war in Rwanda, and now they're like this phenomenal, motivational, inspirational speaker. You would never know looking at them. And I think when I went into that, I just kind of went in with a blank slate. Sometimes the trap you can fall into as being a podcaster is being too prescribed. And then you don't let that organic flow come out. But I still do my homework, so I know my questions, but I try not to like necessarily follow everything. I also try to do some homework, like if they have YouTube videos, if they have podcast episodes themselves, read up on that. Now you have tools like ChatGPT, so you can like truncate that process, right? But that's how I kind of prepare. But I try not to be too prescribed, because naturally as a human being, I am an empath. So I feel on a higher level than most people do anyway. So it doesn't take much for me to kind of get to that level, if that makes sense.
Period.
Yeah.
I love it. I love being an empath. I love that you said that, because growing up, I think probably up until 2 years ago, I hated it. I hated it because people would tell me like, why couldn't you just have surface level conversation? And I'm just like, what? No, I need to know why you like the color purple, not what your favorite color is.
Right.
Like, what happened in your childhood that made you like that color? I'm kidding. No, not that deep, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I love it.
What inspired you to center your 3 questions around failure? You know, was there a pivotal experience that you had or endured that inspired you on this journey?
1000%.
I would love to
So-
get down there.
All right, cool. I'm 26 years old. I kind of have, I don't say my dream job, but I'm tracking towards it. I'm working on Wall Street at a British media sales company, and I'm doing fairly well. And then there's a turn of events that caused me to go from moving to New York back to the town where I grew up in, which is Toronto, Canada. Life change. Wasn't planning for that. I go from having an apartment in Brooklyn that has a small view, but a view of the Empire State Building, to ending up in my mom's basement sleeping on a couch. Funds start depleting, literally dollars to my name, and I'm like, WTF. I was at the bottom, like bottom. And I'm like, why am I here? I graduated with 3.5 GPA. I interned at all these different companies. I'm here. And so I experienced failure at a very high level at a fairly young age. And then it took me a long time to start tracking again, based on my perspective. I just want to make that clear. And then once I got to a certain level, I just started to get curious. I was like, I wonder how successful people deal with failure and conquer failure. I wonder how they kind of view it. I just got really curious because I went through a period of failure in my life, And so that's where the curiosity came from my own kind of failure, and I want to just learn. And I'm a natural learner. I love to get inside people's brains. I want to know, like, how did you do that? What works for you? And then I kind of take a little bit of what you said, or what a little bit of you said, and I make it kind of my own. So that was the inspo for the podcast, because I know that, and you guys could probably attest to it, there's so much content out there about success. 10 things successful people do in the morning, 10 things successful people do in the evening. But what about failure? We're all going to fail at something on one level or another. And I think I try to at least start the conversation around your biggest or darkest failures, and then we kind of expand the conversation from there.
Amazing. That's really good. I mean, honestly, you truly don't find out who you are until you're in the pits, because it's those times and those pivotal moments where you make those decisions. You're either going to change your life or you're going to keep going down.
Yeah.
And at what point did that change for you? And that's a really good question.
Yeah.
That's really heavy and that's really deep.
Yeah.
That's my kind of conversation, like every day.
Yeah, I got to get you on the pod then, man. We'll have a deep
Absolutely.
conversation. For
Oh
sure.
my God. I would love to do that. I would love to connect.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Likewise.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Alrighty, guys. We are here with Mr. Jay Yao. He is an engineer, he knows so much about podcasting. He has honestly been in the engineering audio space for
I would say more than 15 years.
almost 20 years. I think it's like
Almost 20 years.
17. I was looking you up.
Oh, thank you. Oh, man, I'm
I
old.
was like,
I'm old.
oh, no.
So young.
2 decades.
I mean, Asian, you know.
Asians
you can't
do
really
not
tell.
rate
Yeah,
Asian.
exactly.
I'm actually 65.
I'm 80.
What?
Erica.
Jesus, I'm 90.
Whoa.
Alrighty. So first and foremost, we just want to thank you so much to dedicating a portion of your time.
Oh, thank you for having me.
This conference is huge. It's busy. It's happening, and we appreciate that you thought that Podbean was extraordinary enough to have a piece of your time, Mr. J.
Thank you. I mean, like, I heard Podbean all the time, and I believe when I first started, it's only a couple. Like, it's Lipson's, Buzzsprout, and Podbean.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lipson. Buzzsprout,
No, I'm
Podbean.
kidding.
Yeah, it's Podbean.
So if you guys don't know Jay, he is the lead producer / engineer of the James Altucher Show. Oh, Altucher
Altucher,
Show. I have so much. I had such a hard time pronouncing it.
Yeah, believe me, I work for him for like 10 years now. It took me 2 years to get his name right, so it's fine. You're fine.
Okay. So Erica has a few questions.
Alrighty.
Alright.
So you've spent almost 20 years in audio production. How did your experience in music influence the way you approach podcasting engineering?
That is actually a very good question. I don't say that just because every people say that's a good question, but that is actually a good question. A lot of people doesn't really understand like how working in a full-size podcast, full-size studio with music influence the engineering. So working in music studio, because there's so much complicated setup that has to go through almost day to day recording music, it makes me think of a more efficient and a faster way to do a setup. You know, everyone's like, hey, I would just throw up whatever microphone out there and call it a day. But no, working in the music scenes, working with like musicians, you know more, you anticipate more what they need. You know, a lot of time you have guests and the host just comes in and be like, okay, we're just going to start podcast. But you don't know what they need the most. What they need the most is water. Like, have you seen like any, like even Joe Rogan or every other podcast, you rarely see water bottle in front of the table.
Yeah.
And they go on for 2 hours. What are they gonna do? They can't drink water, you know.
Right.
So like, yeah, working in the music industry actually helped me anticipate what the podcaster and the guest needs, and also the type of equipment that I would use for the podcaster, and maybe slightly better in quality.
Obviously, Mr. Master Engineer.
Oh, thank you.
What advice would you give to podcast editors or engineers who want to work on bigger shows or land long-term clients?
Ooh, I would say over-deliver. So when I was working for James, the James Altucher Show, I was just a measly, like just a regular engineer. So he still go from studio to studio. So I'm not a full-time engineer. And then but every time he comes on, I'm like, hey, I think it's great if you guys take a picture together and then post it somewhere else for social media. So for the time point, like every time he's in the sessions, I'm not getting paid extra. I'm just like, I'm going to have you take a picture, and here's a picture. There you go. I'm not going to ask anything in return. And then when the studio closed, I'm like, hey, I engineer you for you for a while, and I know a bunch of studio around here. If you need help, if you need my help, I can, help you book studio and stuff like that if you want to. And then he's like, yeah, sure, jump on board. So from that point on, I became the engineer for the James Altucher show. And then, yeah, until now, I'm still going. 10 years later.
10 years.
Nice. Yeah, 10 years later. Yeah. So over deliver, like I know some people will be like, oh, but, I spend a little bit more time on it. Yeah. I mean, just.
If you really want something,
yeah,
over deliver. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. I really
you so
appreciate it.
much.
Thank
Oh
you
my
so
God.
much.
So
You're amazing.
Thank
Jay.
you.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to another interview. We are at Podcast Movement still. We haven't moved, and we are here with our friend Ariel Nissenblatt.
Yes.
Ooh.
Good job.
I'm doing really good with these words. Sign me up for your next graduation, people. I'm almost
You'll do
free.
better than a lot of people who are
Right?
tasked with that.
All right. So you are the founder of Earbuds Podcast Collective, started in 2017.
That's right.
Please forgive me if I'm wrong.
No, that's it. You've done your research.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. But I would love to know a little bit more. Please, in your own words, tell them about Earbuds. Tell them about yourself, your podcast.
Sure. My name's Ariel Nissenblatt. I should speak to them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My name's Ariel Nissenblatt. I write a newsletter. I write a few newsletters, actually, but the one that you referred to is Earbuds Podcast Collective. It's a weekly email that goes out every Sunday, and it has since 2017. That features a theme and 5 podcast episodes on that theme. And each week is curated by a different person. Anyone can curate a list, and I've done hundreds of lists of podcasts. So if you search on my website for any topic, you can probably find a bunch of podcasts on that topic.
Many indie creators feel overwhelmed. What's your go-to first 3 steps advice for someone launching their first show?
If you are I'll start like this. A lot of independent podcast creators get overwhelmed. That's very understandable. There's a lot of advice on the internet. If you go to the internet and you search, how do I start a podcast? You're going to find a million different blogs that want your attention because ultimately they probably have a product associated with them and they want you to purchase that product. So it's hard to find advice that is not, backed up by some sort of solution that is trying to be sold to you. But here are 3 things that I am not being paid to talk about that I think will help you feel less of a burden if you're trying to get started and you actually want to get started. So the first thing is planning out your seasons, and I usually put seasons in quotes. I think it's important to, first of all, come up with a topic, make sure that topic is something unique that you can speak to for a lot of episodes that you've done research on. Maybe you're part of that community or you're going to commit to becoming part of that community. But then not just starting and making 2 episodes and then hoping for the best that they're going to take off and that will motivate you to make the rest of your show, but really planning out maybe 10 episodes, 6 to 10 episodes or so, calling that a season. And then at the end of those 10 episodes, looking at your stats, looking into your hosting provider and checking out like what episodes did well, what keywords seem to be resonating the most, what episodes got the most engagement, and then from there figuring out what we should take with that to our second quote unquote season. And seasons are not necessarily things that you need to advertise. You could actually make it a marketing moment in and of itself. But if you want to appear as an always on show, your show doesn't take a break, you could just have those seasons be something that you and your team refer to behind the scenes. The next thing I would think about is really thinking about marketing as part of your content strategy. Yeah. So building in to your content areas where you can market your show. So maybe that means carving out a mid-roll point in your show every episode if you're interviewing to say, all right, I'm going to pause the interview now because that's when we're going to go to an ad break. And then also maybe carving out a pre-roll and a post-roll spot for an advertisement as well. And that doesn't have to be an advertisement for a product that is paying you. It can be an advertisement for another show that you want to collaborate with. And that allows you to set up promo swaps. So that means that you can be featured on other podcasts and they might want to do the same for you. And that's a really great way for you to marry both marketing and content creation. And then the last thing I'll say is when you're thinking about starting your show, please also think about making a podcast trailer along with episode 1, episode 2, episode all the way up to 10 for your first quote unquote season. Trailers are super important because they allow you to they actually make you distill down what your show is about in, let's say, 60 to 90 seconds. There's really no official rules, but you really do want to be thinking about what is the unique position that you're taking when it comes to the topic that you are podcasting about. Why should people listen to you about that topic? And when is that show coming out? That's really important, and I think a lot of people forget that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your
Thank
time.
you so much.
And we will definitely be there to watch your.
Good.
Good morning, friends, and we are here with Podbean Amplified. We are interviewing a friend from Tink Media, COO and Baird. Did I pronounce that good?
You did. You nailed it.
Oh! Yes. It is, 10 a.m.? We're feeling fine. Are you from West Coast?
No, I'm East Coast. I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, okay. So you are on proper time maybe an hour earlier?
It's an hour
Later.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is 8 a.m. in Vegas time, and I would be just waking up on this fine morning, so we're doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right so far. It's been a busy whirlwind of a week, so, I'm tired.
You have a lot going on. Your CEO, Lauren, she will be presenting a couple of times. You will be presenting on Thursday. Today is Wednesday. Oh my gosh, guys.
It's been a long week.
It's conference week. Welcome. Emerging Trend Stage, 12:15 to 12:45.
They actually changed the time.
No.
So I'm actually speaking at 11:30
Oh, good.
tomorrow on Thursday.
Nice.
I don't know which stage it is, and I couldn't tell you, even walking around here, which one it's going to be. I figure I'll look for it tomorrow morning.
No, amazing. No, I literally got called to the stage 2 minutes before I was supposed to be on.
Oh my God.
So it's fun. It's fun. It's great. This is podcasting. It's ready talk.
Yeah.
Talk ready, ready talk. We do have a couple of questions for
Okay.
you, starting with.
If you could share one lesson or piece of advice from your finance or operations experience that would help podcasters budget smarter, what would it be?
Definitely, you need to plan ahead, and you need to build in a buffer for the unexpected. So many times you plan for how many episodes you're going to want to make, and suddenly, we're making another one, but now you have to pay an editor for an extra episode, or you have to pay a cast. I work a lot in audio drama and fiction podcasting, and sometimes you need to change who you're casting, and you need to pay somebody else, and you need to hire somebody who costs a little bit more money, or their audio isn't great and you need to pay an editor to clean it up a lot. So just always plan for the unexpected, I think, is my biggest
I love it.
takeaway. Yeah.
I do have to ask, tell me about the House of Hugs Productions.
Oh, my Hug House Productions. That is my baby. My friend Will Williams and I started it in 2019. Really, we met through a Patreon Discord server for fans of a podcast and decided to make our own shows together. And, from there, we just kind of built up, a place where we want to showcase other creators and people of marginalized genders and identities and experiences, and help them, get their voices out there too. So our newest show that we're working on, we're releasing the last episode next Monday, is Levian.
Okay.
We brought in the creator of that, Sammy. He's amazing. He's from the UK, and he's just such a great creator. And he had this idea for a show he wanted to make, but didn't have the capacity to do it on his own. So we brought him in, and pretty much we financed the whole thing our own.
Wow.
We skimmed 10-15% of everything we made, Will and I, for the last 2 years. so that we could pay Sammy to write this, to sound design it. We paid all the actors, we paid a graphic designer for it, did it all ourselves because we really believed in it. So.
Wow, that's amazing. Look at you go. No, that's doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Admiration to you. Wow. And especially, highlighting creators and really just putting their voices out there. I admire that so much. I think podcasting is a great way to, showcase who you are unapologetically and to just be yourself and, kind of remove that wall that, is so, I have social anxiety. And so when I podcast, I am like a whole different person. I am a homebody in my home. I am Queen Bee.
Yes.
I'm outside. I'm like, can I go home now? So I love the fact that you are taking the opportunity to really highlight people and their voices and giving them a platform to share their stories and who they are. That's beautiful.
Incredible.
It's kind of what we're doing, but like yours is more special.
This is special too. So.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
For independent podcasters on Podbean looking to grow, what are 2 practical marketing steps that they can take this week?
Ooh, this week, top 1, make some podcast friends. Meet other creators who not just are in like the same genre as your show, but whose podcast or energy is the same vibe as yours. People contain multitudes and they listen to podcasts of every type and genre. So what's the commonality between them? That's who your podcast friends are going to be. And then figure out ways that you can collaborate. Do promo swaps. See if you can guest on each other's episodes. Come up with a collaborative episode that maybe covers subjects from both of your podcasts and put half on one feed and half on the other so that people have to go to both podcasts to listen to it, to grow both shows.
Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Power of
I like that.
collaboration.